My mother handed me the divorce papers at my daughter's 10th birthday party and said, "Sign them, Daniel. Claire's already moved on, and frankly, so should you." But that came later. First, there was the pink envelope. I find it in the laundry room, 15 minutes before 30 guests are supposed to arrive for Emma's party. The envelope is wedged between the dryer and the wall, bent at the corner like someone tried to hide it fast. Pink, hotel stationery, the kind that smells expensive even before you open it. I open it. Inside, a keycard, Hotel Marquise, embossed in gold, and a note handwritten on matching pink paper. The ink is fresh, recent. Room 412, can't wait to taste you again. DM. The envelope feels heavier than it should. My hands are steady. That's the strange part. I expect them to shake, but they don't. I just stand there holding this thing, and somewhere in the house, Claire is laughing. She's talking to my mother in the kitchen. I can hear their voices, bright and easy, like nothing in the world is wrong. I look up from the envelope, and my mother is already walking toward me with that look, the one that said she knew. "Daniel, honey," she says, and her voice has that practiced softness, the one she uses when she's about to tell me something I don't want to hear. "Why don't you come help me with the cake?" I fold the note, slip it back into the envelope, slide the key card in after it. The whole thing goes into my pocket, pressed against my thigh like a secret that's burning through denim. "Sure, Mom." In the kitchen, the cake sits on the counter. 3 tiers, frosted in that artificial blue that stains your tongue. Yellow letters across the top, "Happy Family." Each letter feels like a lie I'm watching happen in real time. Emma chose it herself. She wanted blue because it's ocean color, and she's been obsessed with marine biology since 2nd grade. Claire stands next to my mother, arranging candles, 10 of them. Pink and white, alternating. Her hair is pulled back, and she's wearing the dress I bought her for our anniversary last month. Red. She said it made her feel alive again. Now I'm wondering who else has seen her in it. "Everything okay?" Claire asks, not looking at me. "Fine." She glances up, smiles. It's a real smile, or at least it looks real. That's what kills me. After 12 years of marriage, I thought I could tell the difference. I thought I knew her face better than my own. "Guests will be here soon," my mother says. She's arranging cups now, those little paper ones with balloons printed on them. Her movements are precise, deliberate. "Claire, you've worked so hard on this party. It's perfect." "Thanks, Patricia." Claire's voice is warm, grateful. My mother has always loved Claire, more than she loves me sometimes. That's what I used to joke about back when it was funny. "My mom loves you more than she loves me." Claire would laugh and say, "That's because I'm easier to like." We'd both laugh. It was a family joke. It doesn't feel funny now. The doorbell rings. Guests start arriving. Kids and parents, noise and laughter. Emma runs past me squealing, hugging her best friend Madison. She looks happy. That's all that matters, I tell myself. Keep it together. For Emma. I make small talk, smile, shake hands. The pink envelope burns in my pocket. No one knows I'm falling apart except the 2 people who should care most. And they're standing together, laughing about something, looking like the perfect mother-daughter team they've always been. But that's when I realize she wasn't defending my wife. She was defending herself. I excuse myself, tell everyone I need to grab more ice. No one questions it. I walk upstairs, past Emma's room with the ocean posters and the bookshelf full of marine biology textbooks, past Jack's room with the race car bed and the superhero action figures scattered across the floor. I go to the guest room, the one no one uses except when Claire's sister visits, maybe twice a year. The closet is unlocked. Inside there's a filing box, gray, plastic, the kind you buy at Office Depot. It's tucked behind extra blankets and old winter coats. I've never looked in it before, never had a reason. I look now. Credit card statements, printed, highlighted. She's meticulous. I'll give her that. Hotel Marquise, $347. The Grand Lodge, $412. Riverside Inn, $298. On and on. 14 charges over the past 8 months. All hotels, all within 20 miles of our house. And restaurant receipts. Clipped together with a pink binder clip. Pink, like the envelope. Antonio's dinner for two, $156. The rooftop champagne and oysters, $203. Our anniversary was 3 weeks ago. She canceled. Said she had to work late. But here's the receipt. Antonio's. Same night. 8:47 p.m. I sit on the floor. The carpet is beige. There's a stain near the closet door from when Jack spilled grape juice 2 years ago. We couldn't get it out. Claire was furious. She scrubbed for an hour. The last receipt is dated 3 days ago, our anniversary dinner that she had to cancel for work. I hear footsteps on the stairs. Heavy, adult, not a kid. I shove the box back, stand up, smooth my shirt. Claire appears in the doorway. "What are you doing up here?" "Looking for the extra ice bucket," I say. My voice is steady, calm. She tilts her head, studies me. "It's in the garage." "Right, I forgot." She doesn't move, just stands there, backlit by the hallway light, and for a second, just a second, I see something flicker across her face. Guilt, fear, or maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm seeing what I want to see. "Daniel," she says softly, "are you okay?" "I'm fine." "You don't look fine." "I'm fine, Claire." She reaches out, touches my arm. Her hand is warm, familiar. This is the hand that held mine at Emma's birth. The hand that signed the mortgage papers. The hand that used to trace patterns on my chest at night when we couldn't sleep. "Come back downstairs," she says. "Emma's about to blow out the candles." We go downstairs together. Everyone's gathered around the cake. Emma stands at the center, face glowing, 10 years old and perfect. The candles flicker. Everyone sings. My mother stands next to Claire. Their shoulders touch. They're both smiling. I watch them. Really watch them. The way my mother's hand rests on Claire's back. The way Claire leans into her, just slightly, like they're the family unit, like I'm the guest. Emma blows out the candles. Everyone cheers. My mother puts her hand on my shoulder and whispers, "The kids are grown enough. Let her be happy." I turn to look at her. "What did you just say?" But she's already moving away, clapping, celebrating, and Claire is cutting the cake and everyone's talking and the moment is gone, except it's not gone. It's right here, in my pocket, in the guest room, in my mother's eyes. If you've ever held evidence that would destroy your world, just type "I understand" in the comments. The party continues. Kids play, adults talk. I stand in the corner holding a paper cup of punch, watching my life from the outside. Marcus, that's the name. I figure it out during cleanup. There's a phone on the counter, not Claire's iPhone, but an old Android I've never seen before. It lights up. A text. "Counting the hours. Love you." Sender. M. I pick up the phone. It's not locked. There are 43 messages. I don't read them all. I can't, but I read enough. Marcus works at her firm. He's 31, divorced, no kids. He calls her baby. She calls him my escape. There's a voice memo. I almost don't listen. Almost, but I do. I hear my mother's laugh in the background of that recording. The next morning, Claire leaves for work at 7:30 a.m., kisses me on the cheek, says, "Have a good day, honey." She smells like vanilla and lies. I wait until her car is gone. Then I take the Android phone and drive to a copy shop 3 towns over. The kid behind the counter doesn't ask questions, just backs up everything to a cloud drive for $25. I spend the afternoon at the library. Emma and Jack are at school. Claire thinks I'm at work. I called in sick. I sit in a study room with headphones on and listen to voice memos. There are 18 of them. Most are logistical. When to meet, which hotel, how to avoid getting caught. But 3 of them are different. In the first one, Claire is talking to someone, not Marcus. A woman, my mother. "He'll never leave me." Claire says. Her voice is lighter here, younger, different from the voice she uses with me. He's too weak. His mother already told me she'd support whatever makes me happy. There's laughter. Two voices, Claire and Patricia. My mother says something I can't quite hear. Then Claire again. I know, but Marcus makes me feel alive. Daniel he's fine. He's a good father, but he's not exciting. My mother finishes. Exactly. The recording ends. I sit there, headphones still on, staring at the library wall. There's a poster about summer reading programs, a cartoon dragon holding books. Emma would love it. I play the next memo. It's Marcus and Claire. Post-coital, by the sound of it. Intimate, quiet. He's telling her about his day. She's laughing. She sounds happy. Then Marcus says, "When are you going to tell him?" "Tell who?" "Daniel." Long pause. "I don't know if I will," Claire says finally. "Patricia thinks it's better if I just let things continue. The kids are getting older. Daniel's stable. He won't make waves." "You sure about that?" "I'm sure. His family motto is literally, 'We don't leave.' He's incapable of it." They laugh. I heard my mother's laugh in the background of that recording. I take off the headphones, walk outside, sit on a bench near the parking lot. A mother walks by with a stroller. The baby is sleeping. The mother looks tired but content. I don't know what contentment feels like anymore. My phone buzzes. Text from Claire. "Picking up Jack from soccer, home by 6. Love you." I don't respond. Instead, I drive to a print shop. Different one. Next town over. I print everything. Every text, every receipt, every voice memo transcript. The stack is thick. Maybe 40 pages. The woman at the counter asks if I need it bound. "No," I say, "just loose." She nods. Doesn't ask why. I drive home, hide the papers in my car trunk under the spare tire. The Android phone goes in the glove compartment. When Claire gets home with Jack, I'm in the kitchen making dinner. Spaghetti, Jack's favorite. "Smells good," Claire says, dropping her purse on the counter. She looks tired, real tired, not performance tired. "Long day?" I ask. "The longest." She pours herself wine. My colleague, he had this crisis with a client and I had to stay late helping him fix it. Marcus, she said his name, out loud, in our kitchen. "That's tough," I say. She drinks, nods. "Yeah." Jack runs upstairs to play. Claire sits at the table, scrolling through her phone, her real phone, the iPhone. I serve dinner, we eat, make small talk. Jack tells us about soccer practice. Claire laughs at his jokes. I smile at the right times. We are performing a marriage. After Jack goes to bed, Claire comes to find me. I'm in the garage, pretending to organize tools. "Daniel," I turn. She's standing in the doorway, backlit again. "Are you mad at me?" "No." "You seem mad." "I'm not mad, Claire." "Then what's wrong?" I could do it now. I could pull out the phone, the receipts, the transcripts. I could end this right here. But I don't, because I need to know how deep this goes. I need to know if my mother is just complicit or actively involved. I need to see the full picture before I blow it up. "Nothing's wrong," I say, "just tired." She studies me, then shrugs. "Okay, don't stay up too late." She goes back inside. I stand there, alone in the garage, surrounded by tools and boxes and the detritus of a life I thought I knew. That's when I decided no more playing defense, time to gather everything. I call my mother the next morning. "Want to grab lunch?" She sounds surprised. "Really? You're never free for lunch." I made time. We meet at a diner halfway between our houses. She orders a salad. I order coffee. Don't touch it. "So," she says, spreading her napkin on her lap with practiced precision. "What's this about?" "Claire." Her face doesn't change. That's the tell. No surprise, no confusion, just careful neutrality. "What about her?" "I think she's unhappy." My mother sets down her fork. "Oh, honey, marriage is hard, especially after kids. You just have to give her space," I finish. "Let her live for herself." She blinks. Well, yes, actually. Even if that means she's seeing someone else? Silence. The diner noise continues around us. Clinking dishes, conversations, a baby crying somewhere, normal life happening while mine ends. Daniel, my mother says carefully, I don't think you knew. I don't know what you're talking about. You knew, and you didn't tell me. She picks up her fork again, spears a piece of lettuce. Even if I did know something, which I'm not saying I do, would that be the worst thing? Would you rather be blissfully ignorant and happy or miserably aware? That's not your choice to make, isn't it? I'm your mother. I'm trying to protect you. By helping my wife cheat on me? The fork clatters to the plate. She looks around, checking if anyone heard. No one's paying attention. She leans forward, whispers. The kids are grown, Daniel. Emma's 10, Jack's 7. They don't need you hovering anymore. Claire has given 12 years to this family. If she wants something for herself, something, you mean someone, then maybe you should consider letting her have it for everyone's sake. I stare at her, this woman who raised me, who taught me to ride a bike, who came to every school play, who said family was everything. We don't leave, I say quietly. It's our family motto, the thing she drilled into me my whole life. That's what you always said. We don't leave. There are different ways to leave, honey. I stand up, throw cash on the table. Thanks for lunch, Mom. Daniel. But I'm already walking out. That night, I tell Claire, we need to talk, really talk. Sit down, no phones, honest conversation. She agrees. We sit at the dining room table, the same table where we had Jack's 7th birthday breakfast, where Emma does her homework, where we've had 1,000 family dinners. I place the printed photos on the table, not all of them, just 3. Claire and Marcus at Antonio's, Claire and Marcus at the rooftop, Claire and Marcus walking into Hotel Marquis, his hand on her lower back. She looks at them, then at me, and she smiles, actually smiles. Where did you get these? Does it matter? It matters to me. Private investigator, I lie. I haven't hired one yet, but I will. She picks up the first photo, studies it like it's art. This is from our anniversary. I know. You were going to take me to Antonio's, but you had to work late. No, Claire, you canceled. You said you had to work late. She sets the photo down, looks at me with something like pity. Daniel, we both know this marriage has been over for a while. Do we? I've been trying. God, I've been trying. But you're so content with everything, your job, your routine, your little life. I needed more. So you cheated. I found someone who sees me, really sees me, not as a wife or a mother, but as Claire, just Claire. I could scream, could flip the table, could cry. I do none of those things. Instead, I ask, does my mother know? Claire glances at the photos again, then back at me. Your mother understands me better than you ever have. What does that mean? It means she's been supportive. She knows how hard it's been for me, raising kids, managing a career, being the perfect wife. She said, Claire pauses, picks her words carefully. She said, sometimes we need to live for ourselves, that the kids are old enough now, that I deserve to be happy. I look at the photos on the table, then at my wife, then at the dining room, the life we built. Claire looked at the photos, then at my mother, and smiled. Wait, my mother isn't here. But the way Claire keeps glancing toward the kitchen, my mother walks out from the hallway. She was listening. Patricia, I say. It's not a question. She walks over, stands next to Claire, puts a hand on her shoulder. Daniel, honey, my mother says, using that soft voice again, I think it's time we all had an honest conversation, don't you? My mother and my wife stand together in my dining room like they're the team and I'm the opponent, which I'm realizing is exactly what's been happening all along. What kind of honest conversation? I ask. My mother pulls out a chair, sits down like this is her house. The kind where we stop pretending. Claire has been unhappy for a long time. I've watched you ignore it, brush it aside, act like everything is fine when it clearly isn't. So your solution was to help her have an affair? My solution, Patricia says carefully, was to support a woman who's been drowning. You work late. You're distant. You stopped seeing her as a person. Claire nods along like this is a rehearsed script. I've been working to support this family, I say, this house, Emma's school, Jack's soccer, everything. And Claire's been doing all of that, plus managing the home, plus her career, plus being emotionally available for everyone except herself. My mother's voice is calm, rational, like she's explaining basic math. She deserves happiness, Daniel. With another man. With someone who appreciates her. I look at Claire. Is that how you feel? She doesn't hesitate. Yes. The word lands like a door slamming. So what now? I ask. We just continue this? I pretend I don't know while you... We get divorced, Claire says. Simple, clean, like she's been waiting to say it. Amicably, for the kids. You'll still see them. We'll co-parent. But Daniel, this marriage is done. You don't get to decide that alone. I already have. My mother reaches into her purse, pulls out papers, slides them across the table. What is this? Divorce petition, Claire says. Pre-filled. My lawyer drew them up. All you have to do is sign. I stare at the papers. My name is already typed in. The address. Everything. You had a lawyer before we even talked. I've had a lawyer for 3 months, Claire says. 3 months. While I was coaching Jack's soccer. While I was helping Emma with her marine biology project. While I was living in a marriage I thought was real. I flipped through the pages. Custody arrangement. Primary residence with mother. Father gets alternating weekends and 1 weeknight dinner. Alternating weekends? It's standard, my mother says. You're not a lawyer, Mom. Why are you even here? She glances at Claire. Some unspoken communication passes between them. Because I'm listed as a character witness, Patricia says. Claire's lawyer thought it would be helpful. I read further. There it is. Section 4B, Character Testimony. Patricia Morrison, mother of respondent, confirms that Daniel Morrison has been emotionally absent and inconsistent in his parenting duties. My own mother signed an affidavit saying I was an emotionally absent father. You signed this. I signed the truth. I coached Jack's team. I read to Emma every night. I packed their lunches. You do the mechanics. Patricia interrupts. But you're not present. Not really. Claire has been the emotional center of this family. I look at my wife. She's watching me with something like pity again, like I'm a problem she's solving. I'm not signing this. Claire's expression hardens. Then we do it the hard way. What's the hard way? Court, lawyers, dirty. I have documentation of your emotional unavailability, your mother's testimony, witnesses who can confirm that I've been the primary caregiver. Witnesses, you mean Marcus? Among others. I stand up. The chair scrapes against the floor. Get out! This is my house too, Claire says. Then I'll leave. I grab my keys from the counter, my phone, my wallet. I don't pack. Don't plan. Just need air that doesn't taste like betrayal. At the door, I turn back. We don't leave, I say to my mother. That's what you taught me. Family doesn't leave. She looks at me with something almost like sadness. Sometimes leaving is the kindest thing you can do. I walk out. I rent an apartment 3 miles away. 1 bedroom, furnished. The kind of place people land when their lives explode. Beige carpet, white walls, a view of the parking lot. I hire a lawyer. His name is Richard Thompson. He's 53, been practicing family law for 25 years. He has a photo of his grandkids on his desk. Tell me everything, he says. So I do. The envelope, the phone, the voice memos, the photos, the receipts. He listens, takes notes. When I finish, he leans back in his chair. Your wife is sloppy. That's good for us. Good. Evidence. Most affairs are hard to prove. This one? She gift wrapped it. What about my mother? Richard taps his pen against his notepad. The character witness statement is a problem. Judges give weight to grandparents. But if we can show bias that she's been supporting the affair, we can discredit it. How? We need proof that she knew, encouraged it, actively participated in the deception. I think about the voice memo, my mother's laugh in the background. I have proof. Here's a question. If someone you loved defended the person who betrayed you, would you cut them off completely or try to understand why they did it? Team cutoff or team understand? 3 weeks pass. Claire files the petition officially. I'm served papers at work. The secretary hands them to me in front of 3 colleagues. She looks embarrassed. I don't blame her. I respond through Richard. No settlement, no agreement. We're going to court. Claire escalates. I find out through Jack. He calls me on a Tuesday night. I have him and Emma this weekend, my first custody weekend under the temporary arrangement. Dad? Hey buddy, what's up? Mom's friend Marcus is moving in. I'm sitting in my apartment eating takeout Chinese. The food suddenly tastes like cardboard. Moving in where? Our house. He has boxes, lots of boxes. Did Mom tell you he was moving in? She said he's going to be around more, that we should get used to him. Jack's voice is small, 7 years old and processing adult chaos. I don't like him. Why not? He's mean. He yells when I leave my toys out, and he sits in your chair. Your chair, the recliner in the living room, the one I've sat in every night for 9 years. It's okay, buddy. We'll figure it out. Grandma says Marcus is nice, that I should give him a chance. Of course she does. What do you think? I ask. Long pause, then, I miss you, Dad. I miss you too. I'll see you this weekend, okay? Okay. After we hang up, I call Richard. They can't just move someone in, I say, not during custody proceedings. Actually, they can, unless there's a court order preventing it. So get one. I'll file tomorrow. But tomorrow is too late. The damage is done. That weekend, when I pick up Emma and Jack, Emma is quiet. She sits in the back seat, staring out the window. Jack chatters about school, but Emma says nothing. At my apartment, I make mac and cheese, Jack's favorite. Emma picks at hers. You okay, Em? She shrugs. Talk to me. She looks up. Her eyes are red-rimmed. Is it true what Grandma said? What did Grandma say? That you left us because we're too much work, that you wanted to be alone. The fork in my hand bends. I don't realize I'm gripping it that hard until Jack stares. Emma, that's not true. I didn't leave you. I left because... I stop. How do you explain adult betrayal to a 10-year-old? Mom and I are having problems, but I will never leave you. Never. Then why don't you come home? It's complicated. That's what Grandma says. She says you're making everything complicated. I set down the fork, kneel next to Emma's chair. Listen to me. Whatever Grandma says, whatever Mom says, I want you to remember this. I love you. I love Jack. That will never change. Ever. She nods. But she doesn't believe me. I can see it in her face. That night, after they're asleep, Jack in the bedroom, Emma on the pull-out couch, I sit on the floor of my bathroom and call my father. We haven't spoken in 5 years. He and my mother divorced when I was 16. It was ugly. He remarried, moved to Florida, started over. He answers on the 3rd ring. Daniel. Dad. What's wrong? I tell him everything. Claire, Marcus, the affair, the divorce, my mother's betrayal. He listens. When I finish, he's quiet for a long moment. Then, your mother did the same thing to me. What? Defended the affair, said I was too rigid, too cold, that she needed warmth. His voice is rough, old wounds reopening. She chose them over me, over us. That's what she does, Daniel. She chooses what makes her comfortable. You thought I left because I was unhappy? I left because your mother made me the villain, made everyone believe I was the problem. Sound familiar? It does. God, it does. What do I do? You fight. You document everything. You protect those kids. Because Patricia will rewrite history. She'll make you the bad guy. She'll tell everyone you abandoned your family. And people will believe her because she's charming and maternal, and she knows how to play the victim. She's doing it already. Then you need to get ahead of it. Now. We talk for another hour. He gives me names, lawyers he knows, contacts. When we hang up, I feel something I haven't felt in weeks. Clarity. The first name on her emergency contact list? Marcus. Not me. Richard files a motion for financial disclosure. Claire resists. Her lawyer claims there's nothing unusual to disclose. We subpoena the bank records anyway. It takes 3 weeks. When the records arrive, Richard calls me to his office. He has papers spread across his desk like crime scene evidence. Sit down, he says. I sit. Your wife has been systematically moving money out of your joint account for 18 months. How much? $47,000. The number doesn't register at first, then it hits. 47,000? He slides the statements across, line by line, transfer after transfer. Small amounts at first, $200 here, $500 there, then larger, $2,000, $4,000, $6,000. All moved to a personal account in her name only. The first transfer, he taps the page, was made 2 weeks after your son was born. 2 weeks after Jack was born. I was sleeping 3 hours a night, changing diapers, learning how to install a car seat, trying to be a good father, and she was planning her exit. Can we get it back? Some of it in the settlement, but Daniel, he looks at me over his reading glasses. This shows intent, long-term deception that helps us with custody. I stare at the numbers. $47,000, our savings. Emma's college fund contributions, the money we were supposed to use for a family vacation, gone. There's more, Richard says. More? He hands me another sheet. Marcus Williams, age 31, works at Claire's firm, divorced 6 months ago, no children, and he has a sealed restraining order from his ex-wife. Restraining order? For harassment, verbal abuse. I'm trying to unseal it. Marcus, the man living in my house, sitting in my chair around my kids. My son drew me outside the house, standing in the rain with an X over my face. We need that order unsealed. I'm working on it. I leave Richard's office and drive to the elementary school. It's 2:45 p.m. Pickup time. I'm not scheduled for pickup today. Claire is, but I need to see my kids. Just see them, know they're okay. I park across the street, watch the doors. Emma comes out first, backpack bouncing. She's talking to Madison, her best friend. She looks happy, normal. Then Jack. He's trailing behind the other kids. Head down, not his usual energetic self. Claire's car pulls up, but it's not Claire driving. It's Marcus. He gets out, waves to the kids. Jack walks over slowly. Emma hesitates, then follows. Marcus opens the back door for them, says something I can't hear. Jack gets in. Emma pauses, looks around, almost like she's searching for something or someone. Then she gets in too. They drive away. I sit in my car, hands on the steering wheel, and I realize I'm watching my life from the outside. I'm the stranger, the outsider, the one who doesn't belong. That night I get a text from Claire. Please don't show up at school unannounced. You're scaring the kids. I wasn't even near them. I was across the street. She knew I was there. Is she watching me? Or did Marcus see me? Report back? I don't respond. Instead, I open my laptop. Start a spreadsheet. Every instance of Claire's deception. Every lie. Every time my mother defended her. Every penny moved. Every hotel stay. I build a timeline, a case, a truth. And then I get a letter. It comes in the mail on a Thursday, hand-delivered, no postage, just my name on the envelope, in careful, looping handwriting. Emma's handwriting. I open it in my car, parked outside my apartment. The sun is setting. The letter is on lined paper torn from a school notebook. Some words are misspelled. She's only 10. The paper has tear stains. The ink is slightly smudged. Dear Dad, Grandma said you don't love us anymore because we're too much work. Is that true? Marcus yells at Jack. He says Jack is messy and loud. Mom says we have to be nice to Marcus because he's part of our family now. But he's not family. Your family. I don't like him. I don't like that he sits in your chair. I don't like that he parks in your spot in the garage. I don't like that Mom smiles at him more than she smiled at you. I want to come home. Not the house. I mean home where you are. Can we live with you? Jack and me? Please? I miss you. Love, Emma. P.S. Don't tell Grandma I wrote this. She said I'm not supposed to talk to you about family business. At the bottom, she'd drawn a picture of our family, with Marcus scribbled out in black crayon. I read the letter 3 times. Then I sit there in my car and I cry for the first time since this started. Drop a if you've ever received a letter from your kid that broke you open. I take the letter to Richard. This is gold, he says. But Daniel, we need to be careful. Emma is 10. The court won't put her on the stand. Too traumatic. So what do? We use this to show alienation. Claire and your mother are telling the kids you abandoned them. That's parental alienation. It's taken seriously. Good. But we need more. We need to prove the affair has been long-term, that it's affected the kids, that Claire has been unfit. How? Richard leans forward. You need to ask yourself a hard question. Are you prepared for this to get ugly? Because it will. Claire has resources, your mother's testimony, and if we push too hard, they'll push back. Let them. Daniel, I need to know something, I interrupt. My youngest, Lily, she's 3. Claire and I, things were rocky around the time she was conceived. We weren't... I stop. The thought has been growing in my mind for weeks. A suspicion I couldn't shake. I want a paternity test. Richard doesn't look surprised. You think... I don't know what I think, but I need to know. He nods. I can arrange it. Discrete lab, court admissible results. Do it. The test is simple. Cheek swab for me. Hair sample from Lily. I take it during my next custody weekend. She doesn't even notice. The lab says results in 7 to 10 business days. I wait. During that week, my mother calls. First time since the divorce papers. Daniel, we need to talk. I don't think we do. Please, just meet me for coffee. I almost say no, but I need to understand. Need to hear her explain how she justifies this. We meet at the same diner, same booth. She looks older, tired, or maybe I'm just seeing her clearly for the first time. I love you, she starts. You need to know that. You have a strange way of showing it. I'm trying to protect you by helping my wife destroy my life. She flinches. Claire isn't destroying your life. She's choosing hers. There's a difference. She's cheating. She's lied. She's turned my kids against me with your help. The kids are fine. Emma wrote me a letter, Mom. She's terrified. Jack won't talk to me on the phone anymore because Marcus hovers. They're not fine. Patricia looks down at her coffee. It's an adjustment period. An adjustment to what? Watching their mother's affair partner take their father's place? You're being dramatic. Am I? Tell me the truth. When did you know? When did Claire tell you about Marcus? She doesn't answer. Mom, when? A year ago, she says quietly. Maybe more. I don't remember exactly. A year. Minimum. And you didn't think to tell me. It wasn't my place. I'm your son. And she's been like a daughter to me. Patricia's voice rises. You don't understand what she's been through. The pressure, the exhaustion, trying to be everything for everyone. She needed something for herself. So she gets to cheat? She gets to be happy. The diner goes quiet. People are staring. My mother lowers her voice. Daniel, you're a good man, a good father, But you're not a good husband. You stopped trying years ago. That's not true. You work 60 hours a week. You come home when you're tired. You don't talk to her. Don't ask about her day. Don't. Because I'm building a life for us. But you forgot to include her in it. We stare at each other. Then she reaches across the table, takes my hand. Sign the papers. Let her go. Find someone who fits you better. This doesn't have to be a war. I pull my hand back. She made it a war when she moved her lover into my house. It's her house too. Not for long. I stand up, leave cash on the table again. Daniel, my mother calls after me. I don't turn around. My aunt responded, I always knew Daniel was his father's son, cold and selfish. I find out later, through a screenshot my cousin sends me, that my mother has been messaging the extended family. Group chat, 43 members, aunts, uncles, cousins, my whole family. The message says, Daniel walked out on Claire and those beautiful babies. She's doing her best with Marcus's help. Please support her, not him. He's refusing to co-parent reasonably. Pray for Claire and the children. My phone blows up. Some family members reach out privately, express concern. Most just believe her, because why wouldn't they? Patricia is beloved, the matriarch, the one who hosts Thanksgiving, who remembers everyone's birthdays. I'm just the disappointing son who couldn't keep his marriage together. Then the DNA results come back. Richard calls me at 9:47 a.m. on a Monday. I'm at work pretending to focus on spreadsheets that don't matter anymore. Daniel, you need to come to my office. What's wrong? Just come, now. I drive across town. 23 minutes that feel like hours. Park. Take the elevator to the third floor. Walk into his office. He's standing by the window, not sitting, just standing, holding a manila envelope. Sit down, he says. I sit. He hands me the envelope. It's thick, official. The lab's logo embossed in the corner. I'm sorry, he says before I even open it. My hands shake as I break the seal. Pull out the report, dense medical language, charts, numbers. I skip to the conclusion. Probability of paternity, 0.0%. I read it again, 0.0%. Daniel, she's not mine. Biologically, no. Lily. I say her name out loud. The little girl with Claire's eyes and someone else's DNA. The baby I stayed up with. The toddler I taught to walk. The 3-year-old who calls me daddy. The affair didn't start a year ago, I say slowly, understanding, crystallizing. It started before my youngest child was even conceived. Richard sits down across from me. This changes everything, the timeline, the deception. Claire committed paternity fraud. Paternity fraud. She let you believe Lily was yours. You're on the birth certificate. You've been paying for everything. If she knew, and given the affair timeline, she had to know there was doubt, she committed fraud. I stare at the paper, at the graphs showing genetic markers that don't match, at the clinical language that means my daughter isn't my daughter, except she is. She's 3 years old and she loves dinosaurs, and she makes me read Good Night Moon 7 times before bed, and she is my daughter in every way that matters, but not in the way that keeps her with me in court. Can I still fight for custody, for Lily? Richard hesitates. We can try. You're the presumed father. You've acted as her father for 3 years, but Daniel, Claire can argue you have no biological claim. That complicates things. What about Emma and Jack? For them, this helps us enormously, shows a pattern of deception, proves Claire has been lying for years. Judges don't like that. I fold the report carefully, slide it back into the envelope. Use it, I say. Use everything. The preliminary hearing is scheduled for 3 weeks later. Small courtroom. Judge Reynolds presiding. She's in her late 50s, reading glasses perched on her nose. Reputation for no-nonsense rulings. Claire sits across from me with her lawyer, Diana Frost. Expensive suit, sharp eyes. The kind of lawyer you hire when you mean business. My mother sits in the gallery behind Claire, supporting her. Of course. Judge Reynolds reviews the initial filings, the custody petition, the character witness statements, the financial records. Then Richard stands. Your Honor, I'd like to submit additional evidence. Diana objects immediately. This hearing is for preliminary motions only. The evidence speaks to character and fitness. Richard interrupts. Directly relevant to custody determination. Judge Reynolds looks interested. I'll allow it. Mr. Thompson? Richard opens his briefcase, pulls out the binder. The binder is 2 inches thick. Tabbed sections, everything organized, every receipt, every text message transcript, every hotel charge, every financial transfer, the voice memos transcribed, the photos, and at the back, the DNA test. He walks the judge through it, methodically, no dramatics, just facts. Exhibit A, hotel receipts spanning 14 months, totaling $6,347, all charged to the joint account. Exhibit B, text message records between Mrs. Morrison and Marcus Williams showing coordination of meetings, expressions of affection, and discussions about concealing the relationship from the petitioner. Exhibit C, voice memo transcripts. In one, Mrs. Morrison states, "He'll never leave me, he's too weak." In another, she discusses the affair with the petitioner's mother, who encouraged continuation of the deception. At this, Judge Reynolds looks up, glances at my mother in the gallery. Exhibit D, financial records showing systematic transfer of $47,000 from joint accounts to Mrs. Morrison's personal account over 18 months. Exhibit E, documentation that Marcus Williams moved into the family home during active divorce proceedings without notification to the petitioner. Exhibit F, letter from the couple's 10-year-old daughter, Emma, expressing fear and confusion about the situation. He doesn't read the whole letter, just excerpts. Emma's words, carefully chosen. Marcus yells at Jack, "I want to come home." "Don't tell Grandma." Claire's face is pale. Diana whispers something to her. Then Richard pulls out the final exhibit. Exhibit G, DNA paternity test results for the youngest child, Lily Morrison, age 3. Results show 0 probability of biological relation to the petitioner. The courtroom is silent. Judge Reynolds takes the document, reads it slowly, looks at Claire. "Mrs. Morrison, are you aware of these results?" Diana starts to answer, but the judge holds up a hand. "I asked Mrs. Morrison." Claire clears her throat. "I suspected there might be questions." "You suspected? For how long?" "I wasn't certain." "How long did you suspect that Mr. Morrison might not be the biological father?" Claire looks at her lawyer, then back at the judge. "Since I was pregnant." The admission hangs in the air. Judge Reynolds turns to the gallery, looks directly at my mother. "Mrs. Patricia Morrison?" My mother stands. "Yes, Your Honor." "You submitted a character witness statement on behalf of Mrs. Claire Morrison, correct?" "Yes, Your Honor." "In it, you stated that your son was emotionally absent and inconsistent in his parenting duties." "That's correct." "Were you aware of your daughter-in-law's affair when you submitted this statement?" My mother hesitates, just for a second, but it's enough. "I was aware they were having marital difficulties." "That's not what I asked. Were you aware she was having an affair?" Longer pause. "Yes." "And you were aware she had moved her affair partner into the family home?" "Yes." "Were you aware of the paternity questions regarding the youngest child?" "No," my mother says quickly. Too quickly. Judge Reynolds looks at her over the reading glasses. "Ma'am, you're aware you committed perjury in your affidavit?" The question lands like a gavel strike. I didn't lie." "You attested to your son's character while actively supporting the deception of an extramarital affair. You stated he was emotionally absent while he was, in fact, the primary financial provider and active parent. That's either perjury or willful misrepresentation." My mother sits down. She looks smaller suddenly. Judge Reynolds turns back to Claire. Mrs. Morrison, I'm ordering a full custody evaluation. Guardian ad litem will be appointed to interview both parents and the children. All financial records will be forensically examined. And I'm issuing a temporary order. Mr. Marcus Williams is not to have unsupervised contact with the minor children pending further review. Diana tries to object. Your Honor, Mr. Williams has been a stabilizing presence. Mr. Williams has a sealed restraining order from a previous relationship. Did you disclose that in your filings? Diana goes silent. I didn't think so. This hearing is continued for 60 days, full evaluation, full discovery. And Mrs. Morrison? The judge looks at Claire. I suggest you start being honest. With the court, with your counsel, and with yourself. The gavel comes down. We stand. I glance back at my mother. She won't meet my eyes. Outside the courtroom, Richard puts a hand on my shoulder. That went as well as we could hope. What happens now? Now? We wait. The evaluator interviews everyone, investigates the home environments, and Claire's lawyer will try to settle. I don't want to settle. You might change your mind when you hear the offer. He's right. 3 days later, Diana Frost sends a revised proposal. Claire gets primary custody of Emma and Jack. I get standard visitation. Every other weekend, 1 weeknight, alternating holidays. No custody of Lily. She's not biologically mine, and Claire argues it would be confusing for the child. But, and this is the but, Claire agrees to return $30,000 of the transferred funds. She agrees to supervised visitation for Marcus, and she agrees to family counseling for Emma and Jack. Richard slides the proposal across his desk. It's not terrible. It's not acceptable. Daniel, she doesn't get to keep my kids and my money and her affair partner. No. The alternative is trial. That's expensive, brutal. The kids might have to testify. They won't put Emma on the stand. The guardian ad litem might want to. She's old enough to express preferences. I think about Emma's letter, her careful handwriting, her fear. Tell Diana we're going to trial. But before trial comes, Marcus makes his choice. I find out through a text from Claire sent at 2:34 a.m. on a Thursday. We need to talk. I don't respond. Morning comes. My phone rings. Claire. I let it go to voicemail. She calls 7 more times. Finally, I answer. What? He left. Her voice is raw, crying. Marcus left. I say nothing. He said this was too messy, that I told him you'd just sign and go away, that it wouldn't be complicated. He doesn't want... She chokes on the words. He doesn't want to deal with the custody battle, or the money, or any of it. Text from Marcus to Claire. This is too messy. You said he'd just sign and leave. I'm out. I've seen the text. Richard subpoenaed Marcus's phone records. It's in the file. I'm sorry that happened, I say, and I mean it. Not because I care about her pain, but because I care about my kids watching their mother fall apart. Daniel, please, we can fix this. We can... No, Claire, we can't. I made a mistake. I know that now. Marcus wasn't who I thought. But we can co-parent. We can make this work for the kids. You should have thought about the kids before you moved him into their home. I know, but please. I'll see you in court. I hang up. Claire called me 12 times that night. I didn't answer once. She tries again the next day, and the day after. Emails too. Long, rambling messages about how she's sorry, how she made mistakes, how we can work together for the children. I forward them all to Richard. She's panicking, he says. Marcus was her backup plan, her stability. Without him, she's looking at single motherhood with minimal support. Good. She'll offer a better settlement, probably 50-50 custody, return of most of the money, maybe even agree to therapy for the alienation. I want full custody. Richard raises his eyebrows. That's a long shot, even with everything we have. Then we take the long shot. The Guardian ad litem's report comes back 3 weeks later. Her name is Dr. Susan Chen, clinical psychologist, 30 years of experience. She spent 5 hours with Emma and Jack, 3 hours with me, 2 hours with Claire. She toured both homes, interviewed teachers, coaches, neighbors. Richard gets the report first, calls me. "You need to read this." He emails it. 53 pages. I read it twice. The key section, page 34, Emma Morrison, age 10, expressed strong preference to reside primarily with father. She stated, "Dad listens to me. Mom is always on her phone or talking to Marcus. I mean, Marcus isn't there anymore, but she was always focused on him. Grandma Patricia tells me I should be grateful Mom is happy, but I don't think Mom is happy. She cries a lot. I just want to be with Dad." Jack Morrison, age 7, initially stated he wanted to live with Mother, consistent with his age and attachment to the primary home. However, upon further questioning, he revealed, "I miss Dad. Marcus was mean. He yelled at me for being loud. Mom said I had to be quiet so Marcus could work, but Dad lets me be loud. Dad plays with me." Both children showed signs of loyalty, conflict, and parental alienation. Emma, in particular, demonstrated anxiety about expressing preferences, stating multiple times, "Don't tell Grandma I said this." Recommendation: joint physical custody with primary residence to father, pending mother's completion of parenting classes and individual counseling. Limited contact between maternal grandmother and children until family therapy establishes healthier boundaries. I read that section 3 times. Primary residence to father. Emma chose me. A lot of you are saying your real family isn't the one you were born into. If you found your people after losing your family, tell us who they are. We see you. Before the final hearing, I get a phone call from my father. "I'm flying up," he says. "For the hearing, you're not doing this alone." "Dad, you don't have to." "I do, and I'm bringing some people." "What people?" "Family, the right kind." He arrives 2 days before the hearing, and he's not alone. My Aunt Carol, my father's sister, Uncle Jim, 3 cousins, all on my father's side. The family I lost touch with after my parents' divorce. The family my mother cut me off from because they took his side. We meet at a restaurant. It's awkward at first. 20 years of distance doesn't disappear over appetizers. But then Carol says, "Your mother tried to destroy your father the same way she's helping destroy you. We know what she's capable of." Uncle Jim nods. Patricia is brilliant at playing victim, at making people believe her version. "She convinced everyone Dad was the problem," I say. My father sets down his fork, looks at me. "Daniel, there's something you need to know. Something I should have told you years ago." "What?" "Your mother and I didn't divorce because we grew apart. We divorced because she was having an affair. Multiple affairs, actually. When I confronted her, she told the whole family I was abusive, controlling, that she needed to escape. Everyone believed her." I stare at him. "You never told me." "You were 16. I didn't want to poison you against your mother. I thought when you were older you'd figure it out. But you stayed close to her, and I let you because I didn't want to be the dad who badmouthed his ex." "She did the same thing to you." "Exactly the same, right down to the character witnesses. Her friends all testified I was cold, distant, emotionally unavailable." He laughs, bitter. "Sound familiar?" My father said, "Patricia, you destroyed our marriage defending your affairs too. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes." "Hey, why are you telling me this now?" "Because you need to know what you're fighting. Patricia will never admit she's wrong. She'll rewrite history. She'll make herself the hero of every story. The only way to beat her is to stop expecting her to be your mother and start seeing her as she is, someone who chooses comfort over truth." Carol reaches across the table, squeezes my hand. "We're here now. We should have been here all along. Let us help." That night, in my father's hotel room, he shows me something, a leather journal, his handwriting, dated entries from the year of the divorce. He flips to an entry dated March 14th, 1999. Patricia came home at midnight. Again, when I asked where she'd been, she said, out with friends. But I found a receipt in her purse. Hotel, 2 champagne bottles. She's not even trying to hide it anymore. When I said I wanted to talk, she called her sister, her mother. They all agreed, I'm the problem. I'm too suspicious, too controlling. They're already building the narrative. If I leave, I'm abandoning her. If I stay, I'm complicit in my own destruction. He closes the journal. I chose to leave, moved to Florida, started over, lost my son in the process. I thought you didn't want me. I wanted you more than anything, but Patricia told you I abandoned you, didn't she? I nod. And you believed her. Why wouldn't you? She's your mother. We sit there, 2 men separated by 20 years and the same woman's lies. I'm sorry, Dad. Don't be. Just break the cycle. The final hearing is on a Tuesday. Clear blue sky. I arrive early with my father and Richard. Claire is already there. No Marcus, no my mother. Wait. Patricia walks in 5 minutes later. She looks different, older, uncertain. She glances at me, sees my father, and stops. Robert, she says. My father nods. Patricia, what are you doing here? Supporting my son. She looks at me. Daniel, you don't need to involve your father in this. We can handle this as a family. We're not family, I say. Not anymore. Her face crumbles, just for a moment. Then the mask is back. Don't say that. You chose her over me. You lied for her. You told my kids I abandoned them. I was trying to... I don't care what you were trying to do. You failed. As a mother, as a grandmother, as a person. She reaches for my arm. I step back. Please, she whispers. Don't shut me out. My father steps between us, looks at her, really looks at her. Patricia, he says quietly, you destroyed our marriage defending your affairs too. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. She freezes. How dare you? I'm not here to fight. I'm here to make sure you don't do to Daniel what you did to me. The lying stops today. The bailiff calls us in. Judge Reynolds presides again. She has all the reports now. The guardian ad litem's recommendation, the financial forensics, the custody evaluation, everything. Diana Frost makes a last-minute plea. Your Honor, Mrs. Morrison is willing to agree to joint custody, 50-50 split, with family therapy for all parties. Is Mr. Williams still in the picture? The judge asks. No, Your Honor. And when did that relationship end? Approximately 3 weeks ago. Right around the time this court issued orders restricting his access to the children. Diana doesn't respond. Judge Reynolds looks at Claire. Mrs. Morrison, I've read Dr. Chen's report. I've reviewed the evidence. I've considered both arguments, and I'm troubled. Claire sits up straighter. I'm troubled by the pattern of deception, the financial fraud, the parental alienation, the complete disregard for your children's emotional well-being while you pursued an extramarital affair. She pauses. However, I also believe children benefit from relationships with both parents when possible. My heart sinks. Here comes the compromise. Therefore, I'm ordering joint legal custody. But physical custody will be primary, with father, with mother having supervised visitation until she completes court-mandated parenting classes and individual therapy. Wait, primary with father. As for the youngest child, Lily, Mr. Morrison, you are the presumed father. You've acted as her father for 3 years. Unless Mrs. Morrison can provide evidence that the biological father is willing and able to take custody, Lily will remain with you. I can't breathe. Mrs. Morrison, you will repay $35,000 of the transferred funds within 90 days. You will participate in family therapy with all 3 children, and Patricia Morrison, my mother stands. You will have no contact with the minor children for a minimum of 6 months, at which point we will re-evaluate based on therapeutic progress. My mother's face goes white. Your Honor, I'm their grandmother. You are someone who actively participated in alienating the children from their father. Until you can demonstrate healthier boundaries, you are not a safe person for these children to be around. The gavel comes down. It's over. Outside the courtroom, my father hugs me. First time in years. Really hugs me. You did it, he says. You broke free. Emma and Jack are brought from the waiting room where they've been with a court advocate. Emma sees me and runs, throws her arms around me. Dad! I kneel down, hold her. Hey, sweetheart. Did we win? We're going home together. Is that okay? She nods against my shoulder. Can Jack come too? Jack comes too. Jack approaches slower, shy. Dad, are you mad at me? Why would I be mad? Because I said I wanted to stay with Mom at first. I pull him into the hug. I'm not mad. You were scared. That's okay. You're allowed to be scared. I'm not scared anymore. Good. Let's go home. Emma pulls back, looks up at me. What about Lily? Lily comes home too. Even though she trails off. Smart kid. She's heard things, understood more than we thought. Even though, I say firmly, Lily is your sister. She's my daughter. That doesn't change. Emma smiles, really smiles. For the first time in months, 3 months later, morning, Saturday, sunlight through the kitchen window of my new house. Not an apartment, a house. 3 bedrooms, small backyard, nothing fancy, but it's ours. Emma stands at the stove making pancakes. She's learned from YouTube videos. They're misshapen and slightly burnt, but she's proud. Jack sits at the table, building a Lego spaceship. He's narrating the construction in elaborate detail, something about aliens and rescue missions. He's loud, wonderfully, perfectly loud. Lily is in her high chair, fingers sticky with syrup, singing a song she made up. Pancake, pancake, yummy day. My father sits across from Jack, helping with the Lego. He visits twice a month now, makes up for lost time. The doorbell rings, Carol and Jim bringing groceries. They've adopted us as their project. Every Sunday, they show up with food and stay for dinner. This is family. Chosen family. Found family. On the refrigerator, held by magnets, is Emma's newest drawing. Colored pencils this time, not crayons, more detailed. The title, written carefully across the top, My Real Family. In the picture, me, Emma, Jack, Lily, Grandpa Robert, Aunt Carol, Uncle Jim, even the neighbor's dog that Jack has befriended. We're all smiling, standing in front of a house. The sun is yellow and bright, drawn with careful rays, extending to the edges of the paper. At the bottom, in Emma's handwriting, family isn't who you're born to, family is who stays. I flip the pancakes Emma made. They sizzle, imperfect and beautiful. Dad? Emma asks, watching me. Are you okay? I look around the kitchen, at my kids, at my father, at this life we've built from rubble. Yeah, Em, I'm okay. Jack looks up from his Legos. Tell us the thing again. What thing? The family thing, what you said. He means the motto, the thing my mother used to say that I've reclaimed. I crouch down so I'm at their level, all 3 of them watching me. We don't leave, I say, but we do choose who deserves to stay. Emma nods, satisfied. That's better than Grandma Patricia's version. Yeah, Jack agrees. Yours makes sense. Lily doesn't understand the words, but she claps anyway. Syrup handprints everywhere. We eat breakfast together, misshapen pancakes and orange juice, and laughter. Outside, the world continues. Claire is in therapy, working on herself. Maybe one day we'll co-parent peacefully. Maybe not. Either way, my kids are safe. My mother sent letters. I haven't opened them. Maybe I will, eventually. Maybe I won't. The family group chat still exists. I left it. Started a new one. Just me, my dad, Carol, Jim, and the cousins. We share photos, make plans, build something new. This morning, Jack's school is having a Bring Your Family to School Day. He asked if Grandpa Robert could come instead of Grandma Patricia. Of course, I said. My father nearly cried. After breakfast, we clean up together. Emma washes dishes, Jack dries, Lily helps by splashing water everywhere. I stand at the sink, hands in soap suds, and think about the pink envelope that started all of this. The hotel keycard, the receipts, the voice memos, proof that my life was a lie, but also proof that I could build something true. The phone rings, unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. Later, I'll listen. It's probably Claire's lawyer with some procedural question, or the therapist coordinating visits, the machinery of post-divorce life. But right now, this moment, I'm just here. Father, Dad, Daddy. The names my kids call me, the only names that matter. Emma brings me her marine biology textbook. Dad, can we go to the aquarium next weekend? Absolutely. Can we bring Grandpa? If he wants to come, he'll want to come, she says with certainty. He always wants to come. She's right. My father never misses an opportunity now, making up for the years we lost. Jack runs in from the backyard. Dad, the neighbor's dog is here. Can we play with him? Did you finish your homework? Almost. Finish first, then play. He groans but runs back to his room. Normal kid stuff. Homework negotiations. Backyard dogs. Normal. We're building normal. At night, after the kids are asleep, I sit on the back porch with my father, beers in hand, quiet conversation. You did good, he says, better than I did. You did your best with what you knew. So did you. We sit in comfortable silence. Then he asks, any regrets? I think about it, really think. No, I say finally. I regret what happened, the pain, what the kids went through, but I don't regret fighting, don't regret protecting them, don't regret choosing truth. He raises his beer. To truth. I clink my bottle against his. To truth. And to family, the real kind, the kind that stays. If you want to hear what happened when Patricia tried to apologize 6 months later, let me know. And if this story helped you feel less alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because the truth is, we're all out here, rebuilding from wreckage, finding our people, learning that love isn't about blood, it's about choice. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose yourself, choose your kids, choose the family that chooses you back. We don't leave, but we do choose who deserves to stay.